Welcome to another episode of Healing Headlines from the Hound Healer. Your dog's scratching, biting, incessantly licking, and it's driving you crazy. You hate to see them suffer. Maybe they're creating raw hotspots. You feel helpless. How to make it go away? Maybe you've tried what your vet recommended and given them drugs like Apoquel or a Cytopoint shot, and the problem either disappeared or was greatly lessened. So you thought, fantastic, it's solved. What you may not know is it's not solved. That imbalance in your pet's body is still lurking beneath the surface. And because you've suppressed the symptoms with drugs, now the body has to find another way to let the steam out of the pressure cooker building up in your pet's body. So what do you do? As a parent to 3 dogs and a pet wellness coach and healer, over the years, I've learned what works and what doesn't. And most important, what to avoid. And today in our healing headline, I'm going to share that with you. First, to calm any fears that you might have about your dog's condition, I can assure you your skin issues will rarely kill a dog. Why? Because the skin is the outermost organ of the body. So it's the least likely to cause any deep internal damage to more important organ systems. That is, unless you suppress the skin condition, driving it deeper into your dog's body to wreak havoc elsewhere. That's why it's so important to share this information with you today, so you can avoid making mistakes that can seriously impact your pet's health. Atopic dermatitis, the common veterinary term for itchy skin, can be caused by so many different things, whether it's a food allergy, environmental allergy, or reaction to vaccines or drugs. But the one common thing across all of these is this. Your dog's itchy skin is caused by an imbalance in their body, and the only way to cure it is to balance it. Apoquel, Cytopoint, or any other steroid-type drug will not do this. It will only create deeper, more dangerous problems down the line. Now, why is that? Let's take a look at what each of these drugs do in your pet's body and the side effects they can cause. Apoquel is an anti-allergy drug that suppresses the immune system. It suppresses the function of kinases, or signaling compounds that the dog's cells use to communicate with one another. These kinases are called JAKs, and there are several different types of JAKs working together to fulfill many important roles in the body, like policing against tumor formation, controlling growth and development of the body, helping to form white and red blood cells, and ensuring the optimum function of antibody-producing B cells and policing T cells, even regulating the body's inflammatory response. If you've taken my course on basic homeopathy and good nutrition, you know that a prolonged inflammatory response in the body can cause trouble, meaning everything from inflammatory bowel disease, asthma, even cancer. So you see how important these JAKs are to your dog's body functioning properly. Apoquel disrupts the function of these JAKs. So if your dog is prone to cancer or mast cell tumors, they can proliferate unchecked by the policing work of JAKs. If the scales of their immune system are tipped because it's compromised by other factors like diet or drugs or environmental or emotional stresses, the formation of bacteria fighting white blood cells and oxygen transporting red blood cells is also compromised. An optimum function of the B cells or antibody cells and T cells, or what's called killer cells, are also affected. There have been serious side effects recorded in dogs taking Apoquel, like developing lymphoma and other malignant growths, as well as a fluid-filled abdomen and chest, and mast cell tumors. Even side effects like developing skin disease, like demodectic mange, warts, cysts, and swollen lymph nodes have been reported. Now, weren't you trying to cure skin issues with Apoquel instead of create skin disease? Cytopoint is no better. It too targets the immune system, but in a different way than Apoquel. Cytopoint is what's called a synthetic monoclonal antibody. It triggers normal antibodies our dogs have to fight invaders to attack one of its own, specifically something called interleukin 31 or IL-31, and then deactivates it. When IL-31 is blocked from doing its job, your dog becomes more susceptible to contracting infectious diseases, having an imbalance in cells that create red blood cells and helps with the regulation of connective tissue. A heartbreaking chronic disease called IMHA, or immune-mediated hemolytic anemia, can be the fallout of blocking IL-31, as can chronic pain involving the nervous system and its connecting tissues. It may even trigger tumor growth by interfering with the regulation of immune and sensory nervous systems. And get this, when IL-31 is triggered normally in a body out of balance, its immune response produces itching. Makes sense that the drug companies would look to suppress that to cure the itch. Cytopoint is produced by the drug company Zoetis. On its site, there's a list of side effects of this drug, which they insist isn't a drug at all. Pruritus, as in skin allergies, which produce the itch. Dermatitis, another skin allergy. Otitis externa, or ear infections, bacterial skin infections, alopecia, and other side effects like diarrhea, vomiting, anorexia, lethargy, and more. Here's a takeaway. When you give your dog a pharmaceutical, or take a pharmaceutical yourself for that matter, and it stops something dead in its tracks, beware. That isn't curing. It's either what's called palliation or suppression. A palliative drug will only handle the problem while you're taking it. Once you stop, the problem returns. Suppression causes a whole host of other problems, driving the imbalance deeper into more serious organs. So what other options do you have? Luckily, there are options, ones that are holistic and will not suppress your dog's immune system. Good nutrition is a foundation point for good health across the board. That means either a freeze-dried raw diet, maybe supplemented with some great things like omega-3s, some healthy veggies. It can also be a home-cooked diet of lightly seared meats, so you retain the live enzymes in the food that are so important to good health. And maybe adding some healthy veggies into that. Note, though, if you are going to home cook, make sure you're including all the vitamins and minerals necessary for your dog to be healthy. Finally, it can mean a fresh or frozen raw diet, which is the best since it retains all of the live enzymes your dog's body needs to thrive. Sometimes good nutrition alone can clear up a skin condition. There are students of mine who've experienced this. Once starting your dog on a healthy diet, you may want to try homeopathy to supplement that. For chronic conditions, it's a bit tricky as it's a deeper issue in your dog, and it's best to work with an experienced veterinary homeopath or a homeopathic practitioner or healer. Learning the basics of homeopathy is a great way to have a safe yet powerful tool in your kit to keep your dog off of pharmaceuticals whenever possible and learn how to heal holistically. Reach out to me for more information on this if you're interested. You can also try combined therapies like nipping an itchy spot in the bud with a topical. Calendula cream works great for us. It's like magic. It clears up hot spots in minutes, and you can find it at your local Whole Foods or on Amazon. The Chinese herb Zudan tablets from Seven Forests also has been recommended. See my comment below for dosing for this herb. Make sure your dog's itchy skin isn't attributed to fleas or a flea allergy. We include finely chopped, maybe 1/3 medium clove of garlic for each of our dogs in their breakfast meal each day. This, along with their good diets and strong immune systems, wards off fleas, even in flea-infested South Florida where we live. We've used beta-thyme on one of our dogs, and that's helped. Beta-thyme is a naturally formed steroid, and you'd follow the instructions on the label for that one. There are several other products, many other products on the market Feel free to reach out for any feedback you like on any of them you might find. The final takeaway is this: always observe your dog. Be a detective. Notice if he or she starts itching after walks or after eating certain foods. That could be a great place to start too. Even feeding our dogs raw, I've noticed one or the other may not do so well on certain meats as on others. You know your baby better than anyone. Watch and they'll teach you so much. But Apoquel, Cytopoint, please think again. And let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are after listening to this. And have you had any health issues arise in your dog after giving them Apoquel or getting a Cytopoint shot? Until next time, to their health.